So what is SEO and how does it work in 2021? Hey everyone, it's Leanne Cohen's here, Digital Success Catalyst and owner of Marketing Lead. And today we're going to discuss SEO and how it works in 2021. First thing that we'll look at is why you need it, how to do it, and what the steps are that you need to do moving forward. So according to a study by Bright Edge, which is a leading data research company, organic traffic is actually responsible for more than half of the visitors coming to websites, and it actually basically trumps everything else. So you're looking at 51% as opposed to paid, which is 14%, and social, which is actually 5% of most of the traffic that goes to websites. If you're looking at what you're actually doing as far as driving people to your website and showing up online, and you are spending most of your time on social media, it's important to know that only 5% of that traffic is actually going to be coming to your website from that social activity. The other thing to remember too is that Google has become an adjective. It's become a doing word. It's no longer a noun or a name of a company as such. How often do you talk to people and they'll say, well, we'll just Google it. That's another thing to keep in mind. You know, when people are actually Googling information and Googling products and things like that, and even services that you have to offer, they're actually using SEO and they're relying on SEO to find you. Another thing to keep in mind too is that organic traffic is actually highly targeted. If somebody is searching for, in my case, a marketing agency near me, my SEO is what's going to put my website and all of the different digital platforms that I'm on in front of them. So that is part of why SEO does become so important. It's a lot more cost effective than running Google Ads, because Google Ads are actually pushing a lot more towards artificial intelligence now. There's a lot more that Google is doing behind the scenes that I don't have control over. Not only that, there are long-term benefits when it comes to SEO. If you get ranked to the top of your page, unless you're in an incredibly competitive industry, you're actually going to stay there for quite a while. Not only that, the higher your rankings, the more sales that you're going to get. And organic rankings are actually critical when it comes to business, because 30% of mobile searches now are related to location. And 72% of people that actually do a search will actually go and visit that location, or at least go and check out their website. You know, I did a video the other day on Google My Business, and that's where local SEO comes in, because it makes sure that your business actually shows up in the search engine rankings. And it also shows up when people are actually looking for your store or what it is that you have to offer. And then again, with the constant changes, and I'll run through some of the updates that Google has done in the last decade, but it actually future-proofs. If you are doing the right SEO and doing it properly, it actually future-proofs exactly what you're doing on your website. And it gives you authority. The higher you are, the more people will trust you, because Google trusts you and puts you in the first 1, 2, or 3. So just to give you an idea, the number one ranking when it comes to Google search gets 21% of the clicks. Number 2 gets about 10%, number 3 gets about 7.5% of the clicks that come through when people are actually searching. Taking that time to have a little bit of an understanding of what exactly search engine optimization is and how you can use it for your website and your business is so important. What I'll do is I'll just actually show you the differences between the search engines as they used to be before Google started a lot of their updates, and basically what it looks like now. So this is what the old search engine used to look like. This is what it looks like now. Okay? So with the Google updates, Google rolls out about 600 updates a year on, changing how you show up, the things that they're looking for. And a couple of years ago, they actually started rolling out the artificial intelligence. And this all sort of started back in 2011, where they actually rolled out Panda, which was a big algorithm update, which actually penalized websites for poor quality content. Now you'll notice that content comes up quite a bit when it comes to search engine optimization. And if you are looking for a great way of creating content. There is a lady here in Australia called Liz Campbell, who that's her specialty. She teaches people how to blog, how to create content. And I really do recommend that you search her out. I'll see if I can get her latest information, pop it in the comments. But if you're not too sure how to blog and create content, she's a great one to start with as far as creating content, because that rollout started 10 years ago. So a decade ago, Google started penalizing websites that had poor quality content. The next year in 2012, they rolled out Penguin, which basically started locking down and kicking out all of those websites that had that spammy behavior, so buying links and all of this sort of thing. And that's where one of the biggest complaints that I have with a lot of clients is that they keep getting these emails from other countries. I won't say where, but majority of other countries saying that we can get you on the first page of Google. And a lot of the time what these guys are doing is what's called black hat SEO, and they're actually going out and buying links. And if you do that, Google's going to penalize you, and the chances of coming back from that are really, really low. So that was in 2012. In 2013, this is where they started the whole idea of looking at user intent and started focusing on when somebody's searching, what are they actually searching for? So they were looking at the meanings behind words. Now again, this is Google, so it's pretty amazing, how advanced they go very quickly. In 2014, they actually focused on local search. And again, Google My Business, if you don't know what it is, you don't know how to do it, I did a video the other week talking about Google My Business, running you through exactly how to set it up and how to optimize it. And it doesn't matter whether you're a local business or not, you really need to have your Google My Business set up. So you can actually, as a coach, create it, set it up so that you don't show where you live, but you show the area that you actually service. That was in 2014. 2015, they had a look at what everyone was doing, obviously tracking everything, and realized that there was a massive uptake with the smartphones with mobile. So in 2015, they rolled out mobile first. Again, get on your website, have a look. If it doesn't translate nicely when you're looking on your phone, you need to work on that, because that is a massive ranking factor when it comes to your search engine optimization. Then in 2019, they rolled out BERT. Again, I did a video actually in 2019 or 2020 talking about BERT and exactly what it is, but it's an artificial intelligence that they created aiming more towards voice search. When you think about it, everybody's now using Siri and Alexa. BERT now starts working on semantics and processing words in relation to what else is in the sentence. Now, this is all artificial intelligence, but as a business owner, you need to understand this so that you can keep up with the changes that are happening. And then, of course, the one that they're rolling out, and I think it was last week I did a video on that, about the Core Vitals rollout. And that was how now they're talking about user experience. Because again, Google has one job, and that job is to put the most relevant information in front of their client, who is the person that's searching, in the fastest possible time. That's their job. That's all they're interested in. Your job as a business owner is to have that relevant content and that relevant information, so that when Google goes to put information out there in front of their client, yours is the one that comes up first. So how do you do that? There's a couple of different ways. Now, we predominantly focus in Marketing Leap, in my agency, we predominantly focus on WordPress, purely because of the opportunities for search engine optimization. If you've got an e-commerce store, Shopify is great, but it is a bit of a pain when it comes to optimization. I know they're working on that, but there's a lot of additional add-ons that you have to put in there, which are actually quite expensive. But with WordPress, the two plugins that I highly recommend, the first one is Yoast SEO, which is YOAST, and then the other one is All-in-One SEO. So those two, as a business owner, if you install those in your WordPress website, will actually help you run through the basics of making sure that you have the right keywords in the URL, or that's what goes at the top of the searches, that you have the right keywords in your page title a certain number of times throughout your content and throughout that page, and then in your meta description. So what your meta description is, and I'll just show you here. Your meta description is this information here. So you have your link to your website or link to that page, you have the URL, and then you have your meta description. And that literally tells anybody that's searching exactly what it is that page is about. One of the things that you can start doing, and it's one of the best ways of getting on the first page, is by adding in featured snippets. So featured snippets actually look like this. When you are actually searching for something, you can see here, what is SEO? These are your featured snippets. Now these actually get higher click-through rate than anything else because people think you're actually answering the question. So how do you put that on your website? There are a couple of plugins that you can use on WordPress, but the best way is to have a look at your frequently asked questions from your clients. What are the things that they're constantly asking you? You can use that. The other thing is that you can actually create a bit of a paragraph, which you can see this is actually a paragraph here. You can have a list of the top, like this is all about SEO, so the top 9 tips for SEO. Or you can have a table, depending on your industry, depending on what it is. So that's the first way, is by having your featured snippets. The next way is by your local pack. Now your local pack is when you are actually searching and the map comes up, and what I'll do is I'll actually pull it up here and I'll pull up a local company. So if we do auto repairs near me, this is what's called your local pack. So you can see here you've got advertising, which 9 times out of 10 people don't go for, and then you've got your local businesses. So your job, and this is where Google My Business is so important, and it doesn't matter what industry you're in, it doesn't matter what business you've got, you need to have a Google My Business page. Check out the previous video. But your local pack will actually list your business ranked here, shows your reviews, gives them a link to your website, how to get to your business. The other thing is what they call knowledge panels. So, if you're looking at actually creating your frequently asked snippets, if you've got a website where you're actually talking about a particular topic, you can then actually put the information in so that it comes up in a knowledge pack, which is here on the right hand side. So if it's not related to a particular business, the knowledge pack will actually come out here. That's all well and good, but one of the things that keeps coming up is keywords and how do we do this? Basically, by understanding how Google works, you can actually take advantage of this knowledge. And there's 3 things as a business owner that you need to focus on. That is a great user experience for your website. You don't make it too difficult. If people go looking for something, they can find it straight away. The next thing is having high quality content. And like I said, if you're not sure how to do that, check out Liz Campbell and check out her blogging information. And then the third thing is through your website authority. And one of the biggest things when it comes to showing up online is getting your authority right so that you do show up and people can find you. You're looking at your on page, which we talked about with Yoast and all-in-one SEO. And then you've got your off page, which is generally link building and that sort of thing, that's more advanced SEO. But as a business owner, if you can focus on your on-page SEO for now, that's going to put you streets ahead of everyone else in your industry that are competitors. Or if you're not interested in learning it at all, you can actually bring on an agency like Marketing Leap, and there's quite a few out in the marketplace who do search engine optimization to actually help you show up. I talked before about your meta descriptions, and with your meta descriptions, you've actually got, with your title, which is this section here, you've actually got about 60 characters, between 60 and 70, depending on which search engine you're on. But generally, if you work on 60, you're covered. That is your title. Then your meta description is this section here, which is all the wording. That's usually between 120 to 160. We try and cap it at about 150 because then that means that you show up everywhere. So that's what the meta description is. And like I said, Yoast or all-in-one SEO is a great way to start. Basically, when it comes to optimizing what's on your website, you've got to make sure that the content that you put out, whether it's through blogs, pages, or articles, that sort of thing, it's in line with what your ideal client is searching for. Make sure that you've got a compelling title tag and meta description. Make sure that your images are optimized. If you don't know how to do that, I actually have a download. I'll put the link below as well, and you can read up on exactly how to optimize your images for SEO. Look at your page speed. Look at your internal linking. So if you're talking about a particular topic and you've got another blog about that topic, you can link to that page. Make sure the user experience on your website is spot on, and then including your keywords. Generally, articles or blogs are around 2,000 words or more get more readers, but don't let that put you off. You've got to start somewhere, and the absolute minimum is 300 to 350 words on any page. And that tells Google that you've got some really good content that's worthwhile viewing. Okay, and then, like I said, if you're not too sure what to do or how to put it out there, ask your clients. Create some frequently asked questions. You can do a Google search or a YouTube search and have a look at the different topics that are being used. The next thing you can do is invest in keywords everywhere. You can actually see down here, it's literally $10 for 10,000 keywords, and you do a bit of a search and it will actually come up. It's literally not a plugin, it's an extension that you put on your computer that will actually start showing you how many searches there are and what people are looking for. So that's a great tool. The other tool is Ubersuggest, which was developed by Neil Patel, who is an SEO guru. So they're the main things when it comes to finding out what keywords, what search terms. And remember, think about how you search. You don't just type in 1 or 2 words. Generally, you'll actually type in a question. And again, it's all about having a multi-channel approach. And what that means is basically doing the right things on the right channels. So if you write a blog, email it out to your database. If you do a video, do an email. Put it on Facebook, put it on LinkedIn if your ideal client is on LinkedIn, so that you're constantly putting everything out that you're doing onto the right platform so your ideal clients can find you, because that's what's going to help you build relationships. And that essentially is what marketing comes down to, is actually building relationships with your ideal clients. Search engine optimization is essential these days if you want to show up and you want to be found. And it does work. I mean, I've actually picked up some fantastic international clients as well as local clients who've searched for something, they've found me online, they've done a bit of research, checked out my website, and actually become long-term clients. So it is definitely worthwhile learning a little bit about, getting an understanding of, and then putting that work into making sure that you've got the right content and that your websites are optimized. I hope that has been of some value today. And like I said, the previous videos that I've done where I've talked about the update that's coming up in the next couple of months with the website Core Vitals, and also how to set up your Google My Business. There's nothing else that you do when it comes to your business. Get that set up and get that right. So I hope that has been of some value. If this is all really confusing and you'd like to learn more about it, I do have 2-hour trainings packages available. I also have 2-hour strategy sessions. And then of course, through Marketing Lead, we actually run an SEO done for you service. If it is something, like I said, that apart from that, you would still like to have some more understanding of, I do have an SEO course that will be launching online in the coming weeks. So as soon as that launches, I'll put it out there and you can check it out. But in the meantime, guys, go and have a look at your website. Check out exactly how you show up, what the user experience is like on your website. Start doing some research on the search terms that people are typing in for you to actually come up on Google. Because, when people are searching, if you come up in the top, you've got a 71% chance that they're going to be clicking on that link, checking you out, and if you've got the right information, working with you. Like I said, it's not a silo approach. It's just another element that you need to have an understanding of when it comes to your business. So I hope that has been of some value to you. And if you'd like to lose the marketing overwhelm or simply restart, recharge, and revive your marketing, please reach out to me. Let's see how we can help you grow your business, get in front of more clients, and become that recognized authority in your industry that people go to get their problems solved. So in the meantime, have an amazing week, and I will see you all next week. Bye guys.